Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to present to you and formally introduce Bob, Cos, and Arthur, the Play No Games podcast.
It's your favorite podcast where we talk about real life and exchange a few laughs. We sticking to our path. When you find understanding, just know that will never last. We ain't here to play no games. The world is getting crazy, and now we know we gotta be the change.
Almighty. Maybe it's the shirt, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Welcome to the Play No Games podcast. I'm your wonderful host, Cartier Bob.
It's Tay 4 back. It's been a little minute.
And we have another installment for you. We would have had Cos today.
But Cos is...
Oh, he forgot.
Yeah.
He booked whatever, but we support PTO here.
Yeah, and you might happen to see him at Providence Park if you are just there, happen to be there at night.
Dry snitching.
Hey, bro. I mean, I like going to games too. But, yeah.
He's getting a bath towel, right? Is that the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, for his bidet, clean himself. You know what I'm saying? You got to have those.
Finally.
Rich people problems.
Exactly.
If you like what we do, and comment, subscribe. It really, truly does help us. We're trying to, grow, build, and, give you some, how can I say this? Some jeers for the week.
Yeah, give me a reason to keep on coming back and give you guys this great content that we do for free.
I'm so sorry.
For free at this point. We good though.
So,
jump into it.
Let's jump into it.
All right, no pun intended. But Rob, what do you play no games about?
I don't play any games about the intensity of watching a niece and nephew play a sport. Like when I was watching my niece play, she's working on her soccer abilities and, she's getting better. I was not there when she scored her first goal, which I was very sad about. But when I was at her very first game and I'm watching the other parents and their kid is winning, and I'm just kind of and they talking about my niece, and I'm like, hey, you, meet me over there. Stop making them comments.
Yeah, I mean, it can be tough. I ain't gonna lie. I got young people in my life, whether it be my friends' kids, or just little homies I grew up with, or whatever. I try to support them, and you do get to that point where all right, I can't be that soccer dad, quote unquote speak. So, it's tough. Did they win?
They did not win.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
But she's getting more grittier.
What position does she play?
It's little kid soccer. She's just running around.
How old is she?
7.
Oh, okay, yeah, she got another year or two before it gets serious.
But I know she got that Rob side of the family energy, because when she lost, she had that pout. She was like, "Arr," and I was like, yes, the rage is building inside of you.
Yeah.
So, and then they asked me to do you want to ref the game? And I was like, I will not be impartial.
I ain't gonna lie, I could see you being a ref, couldn't you? Yeah.
Hell no.
I can see him being a ref. I'm not gonna lie.
What sport?
Pop Warner football.
Give me a beer gut.
Yeah.
Ping pong.
I'll be extra. You can't even see me.
Nah, but
What you play no games about, Ty?
I play no games. I had to learn this week. Not in a weird way, but gatekeeping my women friends. And I say that because I'm I like to throw parties and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, I have guys, and along with me, just I'm doing my thing, just in my own personal life, but I tend to keep. I'm real, she's just very attractive women that I'm just friends with. My male friends like to, shoot this like, hey, hook me up. And when you're doing that shit and you're not serious with this woman, you then cause some issues with me, because then I have to then be on some shit where I choose, all right, who can I invite to this function without it being awkward? So I just rather not do that type of stuff. So anytime any of my male friends be like, hey, yo, bro, what's up with her? What's up with her? I always have a conversation with them, No, I'm not going to facilitate anything. If you just happen to finesse it and y'all, hit it off, do what you do. If you going to ask me to check temperatures with her, don't go down that road unless you're going to fully go down that road. Because if you just on some smash and dash shit, I don't want to hear shit about this later on from either one of you. Because I hate being in grown folks' business when it comes to that type of shit.
Man.
It can get tricky too, because town's small as hell. So,
legendary layup for yourself. You high five yourself with that one. I see what you did there.
yeah.
Wow, interesting, very interesting. The better question is,
I done led the league in assists and scoring plenty of times.
I'm not gonna lie. So, but you leading the league in blocks, huh?
No, I just don't set screens.
Oh,
You still gotta get a bucket.
oh. Has that ever happened and you're just like, dope? You're like, nigga, how'd you fumble this shit?
Yes, that's why.
No.
That's why. Quite literally why.
Wait, I'm baiting you. Is there no names, but is there a situation where it was like a legendary fumble?
Nah, it wasn't a fumble because he was in his 20s, doing his thing, and
Fair enough. So the better question is, I know a single guy.
a single guy.
Yeah.
Who?
Rob, you're not single.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Clearly,
Exactly. What are you talking about, Rob?
Clearly, I was going to talk about Koss or Tommy, but
Who the fuck is Tommy?
I'm keeping that. That's hilarious to me. He does relationship dynamics.
It's his alt name.
Oh.
Cartier Bob is also Tricky Tommy.
Tricky Tommy.
Okay.
Interesting. But yeah, I have some guys, they might be, not to be gate kept,
Yeah. But I gotta fill out me and Kyle, we develop develop a friendship.
Yeah.
But I gotta go outside with you, check your temperature, see what your taste is, with women and just life in general. So you gotta get brought out the house a little more.
No, I think Koss got that that Paul Wall, he got that I'm gonna take care of you, shit. I can see it.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
So I don't Koss. I think one of his dreams is to be a great husband, a great father. So he's just looking for the right one. So it'd be interesting to see him and him with a sister. I can see it happening.
You never know.
I can see it happen.
What you think?
No comment.
No comment.
You think you could handle a BBL or BBW?
Bro, come on.
I'm sorry. What's a BBL?
I know he was gonna ask.
Yeah. You know what a BBL is?
I don't go to that side of.
All right.
Wow. And
But BBW, hey.
transition. And would you like to kick it off? Because you have a much more serious tone than I do. So
It's getting real freaky on this podcast. So we want no freak offs going on right now.
yeah,
So cut it out over there. Fact dragon.
because it's a very serious topic.
Very serious topic.
Come on, dog.
So recently, P. Diddy Sean Combs is currently right now locked up.
Yeah, he's been indicted on both sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to facilitate prostitution charges.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring that up is that's been a big thing in just black culture. And when it comes to some of the things in the debates, people are talking about how him even being indicted is very animalistic. He doesn't have bail, and they're comparing him to Harvey Weinstein, where Harvey Weinstein had that opportunity. And if I'm being honest with you, I'm looking at the comments, everything's split. People thinking this is a conspiracy. They're trying to railroad him. He gets getting exactly what he deserves. And I guess I wanted to start with, besides, as we know, this is everything he deserves. Why do you think we're so split with how things are being handled with Diddy?
First I'm going to circle back. This is beyond black culture. He's one of the biggest music moguls that we'll ever see. So this is news in and of itself, regardless.
Fair.
But to answer your question, I would say, honestly, responses, and I say this in general, the internet is not the real world. Because I feel as though if I speak to people just in normal conversation,
Yeah.
most people are going to be swinging one side on this topic very strongly, especially after we've already seen the Cassie video come out.
Yeah.
Obviously anyone in this country is innocent until proven guilty without reasonable doubt. I have a very hard time believing with just the history that's been linked to his name, stuff we've seen, the seizures that have happened at multiple of his estates throughout the country, them then finding both 1,000 bottles of baby oil, lubricants, and various drugs, along with that drug mule getting picked up earlier this year in South Florida. There's just too much stuff here that just screams
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yes.
Man, it's yes. If it smells like a cow, looks like a cow, it's a cow. I think.
Yeah, I've never heard that version of it either. I saw your face.
Huh?
If it walks like a duck, quack like a duck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be being serious right now. I think I think for me it's just like, yeah, I appreciate you doubling back. Like, yeah, P Diddy is like part of like a staple of like music culture, like it's culture. And I think one of like the most interesting things is just kind of like what does this mean about like the music industry and Hollywood in general, because it's just like it seems like every year something like this is coming out, like, and it's almost kind of like, what is he gonna say, like, for all the stuff he's doing and all the stuff that's happened, or like, do you think he has other people that have participated in these, quote unquote freak offs, that have like these tapes, like I even saw that one person like step down and they're like in like the music mogul
Kevin Lyles.
Yeah.
That was already prearranged.
Oh, that was prearranged?
Yeah.
Okay, because now we're kind of like almost getting like conspiracy
Yeah,
theory
the people-
territory.
yeah.
So I was just curious, like,
And I hate when stuff like this happens, because then you get a domino effect of misinformation like getting spewed out on the internet.
yeah.
This trial will be interesting though. I've seen some reports that are saying that it's supposed to start October 9th. I can't see it happening that fast. I mean, that's 2-3 weeks away. But this is the feds. Oh, you guys want to say? All right. This is the feds. When they come to you, they don't come to you needing to build a case.
No.
They have their case already built out. That's why their conviction rate is about at a 95%, 96%, if I'm not mistaken. The charges he's facing right now carry at minimum a sentence at 15 for the sex trafficking charges. For the no. I know for the sex trafficking charges alone is 15 at minimum with a maximum of life. I want to say the transportation to facilitate prostitution is 10. The racketeering charges, I believe, is 10 to 15 minimum. So if he can serve them concurrently, then I think it would be the 15, but still.
Yeah, I was going to say, besting up here. NBC News says 15 years behind bars if convicted of all charges.
Okay. So that's his best case scenario if he does get convicted. Let's also keep in mind he is about 56, so if he were to, let's just say, even do 20, there's a strong chance he may die in prison, because and people just assume like, oh, you're doing 20 years, we'll see you in 20. Not everybody comes home from prison.
Yeah, and
I have no sympathy for him either.
No. Likewise, that's why I think for me, it's very interesting to like see, like, you literally said it perfectly. The internet is not real life, and people treat the internet like real life. Where like, sometimes like I feel like, are there certain comments that people say or things like that affect me myself? I do agree, but also at the same time I take that perspective, right? So it's almost kind of like hard for me, because there are so many people who do take the internet as real life, where like that's how they communicate. So it's almost kind of like, are these the opinion of what people really think, like on a deeper level,
Yeah. And I don't want to dive too deep into how I feel about this, because he hasn't actually been convicted of anything yet. I will say there has been stuff in this past, like probably 5-10 years, out and about, where it's not illegal, but it's behavior. I'm like, bro, what you on? Like, hell, there's a girl I actually know from the town. I think you know who I'm talking about. She's around our age. Jake. Yeah. It's probably like you've been on dates with her, bro. She's 30 years your junior, and you've been linked to a woman that your son, who's 30, Justin Combs, both y'all dated at one point. It's just like certain stuff like that. Like it's just it's not illegal. It's just nasty behavior.
Yeah, and like this is where it gets wicked for me, where you see the Cassie video, you have that, right, and you have all those other instances, right, and then you kind of get in here like Sean Combs' lawyer being like, well, these people have these opportunities to like, you know, leave, and you know what is consent as an adult, and it's just kind of like you're blurring like a social line, because I think Lil Duval said this, right, and he was kind of getting like a lot of flack. I don't know if it was connected to the Diddy thing, where he's kind of like, oh, nowadays it's hard to flirt with a woman now, right? And it's like this, it's hard, like it's hard.
Nah, you just don't gotta be a creep while you do it.
Exactly, where it's kind of like, where like it's so hard to have like these conversations because you get into that Aziz I'm sorry thing, and it's just like, can we just focus on the one thing? The one thing is Diddy did this thing, and rightfully so. He's, you know, we'll probably spend another time talking about once we know like all the charges, but like, you know, from at least what we saw, guilty.
Yeah, and for that incident in particular, obviously like the statute of limitations has passed, but it just, if you're capable of doing that, anything else you do related to abusing women has to be on the table.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're guilty, but it's not outside the realm of possibilities. So there's that. Yeah, you know, prayers to his family that are having to deal with this, especially like Kim Porter's kids, you know, having lost their mom a few years ago, and now there's a good chance that their father may spend the rest of his life in prison, especially the girls, because, you know, they're a little bit younger. I think it's twins are 16 or 17, somewhere around there. And they just had a daughter, I think, like 2 years ago, too. So she's, I mean, obviously she has her mother, but just grown up and having this. And their name is so distinct. Like, do you know any other Combs? You know any other Combs? That's such, it's not like Jackson, Robertson, Smith, or anything like that. Like, if you're a Combs, that's gonna be the first thing that people think of.
Ooh, interesting way where you took that. Where we're shifting from Diddy and now we're talking about his, you know, innocent family members, right? How do you think they navigate that? Because that, to me, it would be like crazy. Or like even when we go to like school shooting, things of that manner, it's kind of like how the after effects of your, you know, father, mother, like, how does someone deal with that?
I think it depends on who you're talking about, because not to weigh trauma or say that it affects anybody differently, but I think as you get older, you develop a certain level of emotional maturity that you're able to compartmentalize things a little bit better. So for the younger kids, it's going to hit them probably a little harsher than, say, Christian or Justin, or like he raised Quincy and Quincy looks at him like a father, but he still does have Albie Shore here, who is his dad. I know they've been working on their relationship the last couple of years, and even Albie, when the seizure happened back in like March, April, earlier this year, and people were like asking online, you know, trolls, oh, I wonder if Quincy or Justin were involved, and Albie was like, hey, keep my son's name outside all this bullshit.
Because isn't that when they did the No Diddy song?
Yeah.
And then he responded.
Yeah.
And see, so I think that's for me where it's kind of like, it's just tough because his, you know, father kind of deserves some of the, you know, he deserves it, but it's almost at the same time where it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's more like the psych thing I'm thinking about, like how can you like turn this into a way where, you know.
And it's crazy too, because like Christian, he actually put out a song, I think like not too long ago, maybe like in the last like couple months or so.
Christian who?
Christian Combs, his son. Yeah.
Full View, if you go search, there you go.
Yeah, Christian Combs is his son. He's a rapper. His rap name is King Combs. He actually put a song out in response to all these allegations, and then now, you know, they didn't drop the hammer. Me and my dad were talking about this whole ordeal, and he was saying he was surprised that he didn't actually skip town and just stay in Bali permanently the way Russell Simmons has, to avoid you know, any type of legal ramifications.
I do agree. I think that they enticed him to come back and like, hey, if you do this, then we'll scratch your back. I definitely think that he was promised something, like how he was in New York from the reports, like he was
Yeah.
in Europe for a little bit. I think he was doing that to curry favor.
But what could you promise me?
Hey man, I've never been on that side of the law.
Honestly, honestly, what I think it probably was the distinction. Me and my dad was talking about this. The distinction I think that comes into play for those two. Diddy, from the outside looking in, seems to have a much stronger and closer relationship with his kids than Russell does. So if you don't have anything that's pulling you back to America, then I can isolate myself on the other side of the world and just be fine. Just not to deal with the shame. But if he's somebody, and it seems to be, at least the way he portrays himself online, he really loves his kids. So if you don't want to have them be dealing with the constant shame of this looming case over their head, sometimes you just gotta swallow your medicine, if you get my drift. And unfortunately for them, it's gonna be a rough year and however many after with this whole situation.
It's just like, does atonement follow your children if you do something like horrific? Or like, I'm gonna let y'all already know, like, today for me, podcasting, definitely do want to do today, but like, y'all probably want to get more authentic me. I'm saying I haven't been authentic, but like more like my deeper thoughts were like, I've always had thoughts of like, if I like, what happens if I go to like the jail or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Could I like mentally prepare myself? Where it's kind of like, I've always thought, and this is one of my weird thoughts I've had, where like, if I had like a child do something like horrible or unspeakable, I think I would like really atone to like the families that they affected.
Yep.
Where like, if I would go over there, do yard work at their house, or like where they're like, oh, you don't have to do this, but like, I feel like I would feel so inclined, even though it wasn't inherently my fault, I missed something. Like, I would feel like if my child done anything to like harm someone, I would just have to, do the atonement that he can't do through the jail walls. But that's just my thought.
What atonement is even possible to do for somebody? Like, if say with the scenario, if somebody's life has been lost or taken, like no amount of lawn or yard work you can do can bring somebody's life back.
I understand.
And I'm not trying to poo-poo your sentiment, but yeah.
It's just kind of like,
Thank you for saying what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And hell, I might honestly, like, if you step on my porch,
I understand, but it's just kind of
you
like,
get where I'm going with this. Yeah.
But I'm saying, but I'm also letting them know that I'm just not just taking this.
I'm not just taking on the chin and saying,
and being like, oh well, that's life. I want to let you know that
I don't approve of this either.
Exactly. I think that's where my mind goes. Where I'm like, do I give them, like, even though it doesn't make up for the thing, do I donate to to their lifestyle or something like that, so they know that I'm always like, hey,
$50 Amazon gift card.
It's not even Amazon gift. I'm just kind of like being of service. Good job, because it's not, the camera's not on you. Camera's not on you. It's not on you.
Come on, bro.
But y'all get my
Come
logic
on,
point.
G.
We try to be
You
serious.
going to the pits? I swear to God, you are.
Someone made an interesting claim, and I will say this: God, I rock with you. They're like, why would you burn in hell if you're doing all the things that God doesn't want you to do? You should be having a party down there. And I said, you sir, there's a special room for you. See,
And on that note, shout out to our brand shout out to our brand partners, PDX Water.
Anywho,
that wasn't an ad break, but
that wasn't an ad break.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want nothing to do with hell. Anywho, but now but that's like someone like my feel. I don't know. I feel like if I've like truly wronged someone like in such a I would have to like make sure it was be always on my mind. That was me.
Bro, I need you to take a lap. I'm sorry. No, but all right. Still talking on music. All right, so
really quick.
Go ahead.
We'll steer from that ship. Now that this is going down, is any Diddy related music playable?
Oh boy, I was actually having a tough time with this because I know you probably heard the song "I'll Be Missing You" with him and Faith Evans. When I say I always play, like, I don't know why, not to sound like somebody that just like send my moral sorrow, but usually when I do have a loss or someone, that's a song I'll play, or at a funeral or anything like that. That's gonna be tough. And also, remember when we were talking to what's your man's the DJ?
Honest.
Yeah, Honest. And he was talking about, me and him were going back and forth about, doesn't matter if you cancel somebody and you're playing an artist music, but then that person executive produced it or produced it. So it's like,
It's very tough.
especially with Diddy, you know, when he's executive produced stuff, a lot of times he'll be on the song doing vocals and stuff.
Yeah.
Take that, take.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, that's the ad lib we shouldn't have said.
Yeah. I thought I told you that. No.
What's his ad lib with the sun? Like the sun don't. I just go. The sun don't shine
I know you're
as long as it's here. We're gonna shine together. Never mind the weather. Business before pleasure.
Find me some Molotovs.
What?
Bro, come on.
No. Go back to the cave.
Oh, your timing.
Exactly. It's. I would say a nice replacement for that, and maybe I could be wrong, or I don't know. Maybe Diddy didn't work with his artists. Godspeed. Isn't Godspeed talking about grief and death? Or is that just relationship ending?
That's a relationship ending.
Damn, I took it as more as grief. Like
I always say it's a relationship ending.
I got.
You talking about Frank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's a relationship ending.
Damn. Sorry, I was like, maybe.
When we talking about I let go of my claim on you.
I just took that as like the human bodies. Okay.
No, I think it's relationship ending, bro.
Damn. Okay,
That's his fire song though. It's
No,
crazy.
fantastic song.
Bro, I swear to God, if side tangent, if that vinyl wasn't so goddamn expensive, I'd purchase it. And
How much is it?
Last time I looked, it was I think $300.
$100?
Yeah, bro, that and then the Confessions vinyl. But bro, you could suck every damn inch before.
Okay, great.
Before I
I heard something different.
Before I fucking pay that much for a goddamn album I could stream. Like, I love vinyls, but like, nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Slowly starting to build up a nice collection.
I like when I go to Target, I take pictures of vinyls. I eventually there's maybe 4 vinyls.
That's bait. I know he's not single anymore. That's bait right there. Look at me. I'm sophisticated.
Did you see the picture of him with the smoking jacket and cigar?
Yeah, bro.
So, wait, actually, quick question. So, if an artist is canceled for, let's say, in PJ's situation, like the sex trafficking and stuff, is it wrong to enjoy a song where he is just singing about love or something like that? Fuck. Is it just the songs where maybe that activity is being endorsed, that kind of lifestyle?
Most people argue it's wrong in general because by streaming their music, you are directly putting money into their pockets. Even if you only, it takes X amount of streams in order to actually equate to album unit, but you are contributing to their pockets.
Yeah.
So I guess it's per person how you view stuff.
I was just curious.
And he's not necessarily. He has albums, but most people look at him as just an executive, not an artist. So I think it's kind of different than R. Kelly, where I'll just use him as an example. He's very explicitly stating certain actions within his songwriting.
Okay.
So then when you go back and listen to these songs, like, oh, that's what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess my mindset was as a white guy, like Woody Allen, he's our R. Kelly.
Oh, okay.
Damn, I never knew that. That's crazy.
I didn't. Yeah.
No, he's no.
Wop.
Stop fucking up.
I'm gonna do my stuff.
I don't. Okay. No, he's a movie director. Did a little kid, and still has a successful Hollywood career, which is unfortunate. But he's still generally celebrated as a good director, but he never actually endorses the stuff that he did in the movie, and that's kind of where my question was coming from.
I think just because he's a director, he's not as front. He's not as front and center on people's visuals. That could be part of the reason why. If you ask the average American, who their favorite director is. Probably not gonna be able to name anybody besides like Steven Spielberg or some cliche ass name.
I was just
Jordan
curious.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But that's probably just where the century comes in at. Yeah.
Well, speaking of turning the century,
Awkward turn. So we haven't been able to talk about this because I was gone. Stuff happens. But in the last couple of weeks, an announcement was made for the upcoming 2025 Super Bowl halftime show. And none other than Rap Man of the Year, Kendrick Lamar, was placed on the halftime show to headline the musical portion of the Super Bowl this year. Now, there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of talk online. Some folks, being all for Kendrick having that slot. Others saying, in particular, Lil Wayne probably should have been selected. Now, I will add context. The Super Bowl this year is in New Orleans, where Wayne is from. I have my own thoughts about it, but I'd like to hear you kick it off, and I could circle back.
I want to say I appreciate Weezy F Baby because you saved my life in high school one time. I was on the Portland TriMet, and I was sitting, and then this one person came, and I was the only person on the bus, and he decided he wanted to sit next to me, and he sat next to me, and I played that Pop That Pussy Shake Your Ass at the highest volume on my headphones, and I started getting into it. I was like, pop that, and then eventually he moved to an open spot. So Weezy F Baby, thank you for that. F stands for finisher, because I finished on the TriMet. Anyway, I will say
Hold on, you what?
I finished.
Is it wrong to support this podcast when we have somebody who finished on a TriMet?
Hold on. You said you did what in a public setting?
I finished the song.
Oh.
My head was in the same place
Yeah,
as
I'm like,
yours.
bro. Whoa.
And I'm like, I was circling back. I'm like, should we be canceling him?
I was like, boy,
is it wrong
are you trying to be on that list too?
Yeah.
Anywho, this was just a very, I don't know how you guys feel, but I am tired of the Drake Kendrick battle. I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of hearing Charlamagne talk about it. I'm tired of hearing DJ Academics talk about it. I'm just like, all right, let's get back to the music, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you right now, Drake's still being streamed more than Kendrick right now. Like, what we're doing, I'm pretty sure y'all went to your latest, club party and you heard that old Drake song. Oh yeah, and you forgot about the shit. I'm just tired of it now. The thing that I'm sad about, because one, I think Kendrick's gonna do a phenomenal job. I'm just gonna say that because I'm still a Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole fan. Like, whatever. Is Lil Wayne should have did that, because how many times has the Super Bowl been there? Like 9 times.
Yeah. If I step in right here.
Yeah.
All right. So my general thoughts about it are this: similar to how you feel about things. I'm kind of tired of the schism that's happened with most consumers related to the Drake and Kendrick beef. Mm-hmm. I feel as though people are more invested in these two men than they are just like rap and rap culture, and they center everything that happens in rap now around their spat and however you may feel about it. In general, I would have loved, I have my own personal tie to that city. It's like a second home to me. I would have loved to see Wayne get that moment. We have drink champs, and people always talk now about, giving legends their flowers. To me, that was a layup moment for Wayne. And, for someone who's contributed as much as he has to rap culture in this genre over the last almost 30 years that he's been an active rapper, I was kind of disappointed that he didn't get that opportunity to put on for his city. That's a city that doesn't really get many opportunities for stuff in life in general. So I know the people there would have appreciated it. The same way that Dre, Snoop, and Kendrick were able to do that in LA a few years ago. So, it is what it is. I know Kendrick's going to have a phenomenal performance, but that's just something personally I would have loved to see, because I know what that meant to Wayne, especially him being an avid sports fan as he is publicly, and
whether he supports Green Bay or not.
Yeah, and people are starting to get weird to me with this shit because they're pulling up old clips of like him performing over the last like year or two, and calling him shit like a crackhead. You know, he doesn't have any hits. Like, bro, like you don't have, like, you're going so far with this Kendrick and Drake beef that you are discrediting somebody who's a bona fide legend. Like, regardless of however you may feel about him as an artist now, if you're a rap fan, there's no way you can't have Wayne in your top 10 and for me to have a serious conversation with you. And these same motherfuckers, if he were to die, like God forbid he died next year, all you same dickheads would be saying RIP Lil Wayne, talking about how much he contributed to your life. So, bro, don't drag his name with this extra bullshit, bro. You can separate the Kendrick and Drake beef from just giving this legend his flowers.
There's literally 5 people to keep up the narrative, because we said this before. If Drake passes too, I want no RIPs from you at all. Keep that same energy. Now, kind of gets me to the point where it's just so. Now, when they were showing those clips, one, they're out of context. When we talk about like Wayne hits and all that in between, I just think, if I'm being honest, what Wayne has been doing in the meantime, do I feel like that's hurt maybe the viability for people who are not in hip hop? Like, oh, Wayne's not popping, right? Yeah, I can take that type of a take, but like when we like look back of Lil Wayne's like top 10 hits, right? One second, top 10 hits, right? The people he can bring out, the energy that he arrives, because I'm about to slander someone to prop up Lil Wayne. Literally, I went to the T-Pain concert with Ludacris. T-Pain was playing his cuts, and I'm seeing people like, and as soon as Ludacris came on, they're like, huh? They were like, don't around, Ludacris got hits, but like, it's not the hits, like, in my opinion, not like T-Pain. Like, the reaction from like T-Pain from Ludacris was crazy. And to me, it was like that same comparison where obviously does Kendrick have hits? Now, I may get some flack for this, but like when we talking about like hits to get the crowd like hype, Lil Wayne got that.
Yeah, and I think Kendrick does too. To your earlier point about him not necessarily being hot or like popping right now.
Yeah.
My only pushback to that, when Dre and Eminem were selected, no, I didn't hear shit about that. So like, I don't want to, and that's my thing also with this. Like, people are using new prerequisites when it comes to Wayne only, and I feel like it's only because of what happened earlier this year with Drake and Kendrick's beef. If that doesn't happen, and they can, and that if say it happens a year from now, all this different shit would not even came up. Like, oh, how's he look? He's 40-something years old. If fucking Dre is damn near 60.
So do you believe that if Drake would have won, or
if it just happens 9 months later, I don't think we're hearing any of this shit.
Okay. Or if you felt like Drake more would have won, do you feel like, or more people were on Drake's like, oh, Drake won, do you feel like this would have been a non-issue?
I'm not even gonna go that far because I personally believe there is back end stuff happening as a result of certain relationships. I'll just put it that way.
Ooh, great segue, because you you are a bit of a gatekeeper, so we're gonna talk about another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Jay-Z.
Yes.
Jay Zizzle. I was in the middle, but I fundamentally believe that Jay-Z literally did this on purpose. Yeah. This nigga is diabolical. The gatekeeper Jay.
Yeah. The
gate goat.
All right, so there's been pushback on this and people insinuating that there's, I believe, a music committee in each city that makes the final decision on who performs. My thing with that is this. Rob, all right, we'll give an example. Hey, Rob, what do you want to eat tonight? Chinese food, Mediterranean, or Italian?
Chinese.
Okay, notice how I didn't say Mexican food. So if I don't say Mexican food, what happens? That's not on the menu, right?
It's not on the menu.
Okay, so yes, you get to, like, even if that is the case, and I've seen reports from the NFL, an interview that went out on Variety. I believe I can't remember this man's name, but he's basically a program director, and he's done different stuff with the Oscars. over the last like decade or two, and the NFL brought him in to work with Jay-Z as well.
Yeah.
That man stated that the final say ultimately does lie with Jay. So we can debunk all that shit people have been saying online in these TikTok videos. So that's one. Secondly, if you think in your goddamn mind that Dwayne in the city of New Orleans, that Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. wouldn't have been selected if he was available, you're crazy. Yeah, I encourage you to just take a trip there and just walk around the city for a week.
And that gets me to the point of people don't know how to win. We're like the art. I feel like over the years, I'm getting better with the video audio stuff, better with like, oh, this is how I want to like put this production together, right? And I think each year it goes by, I understand more of like, I'm doing this for the art, where so many people are doing this because I have a beef rather than I'm trying to put on a good show. Yeah.
You mind if I get my conspiracy? Oh, go ahead.
Just quickly on the, so you're saying Jay-Z selects?
Ultimately, it's his final decision.
Fact.
That's a fact.
I have an article going back to 2019 from Vox saying that Jay-Z's company Rock Nation will now help advise on selecting artists for major NFL performances like the Super Bowl, and basically they organize the concerts themselves and basically choose artists.
Yeah, Live Nation does.
Yeah.
So
Heard it here.
Yeah, with that though, you mind if I give my conspiracy theory back? All right, so as some people know, Drake has gotten into position at this point where he is almost the last like few albums he has had done exclusive licensing to certain labels, because he got out of his deal with Universal and Cash Money some years ago. So he's been doing these 2 off like projects, and that's why he got that. I think it was reported like 400 some million for Universal for his last like running projects and concert tours, right? He is now gotten to a point where he has so much money still in the peak of his career. It's not like he's in transition mogul level. I genuinely feel that most label execs, whether it be Lucian, Jimmy Iovine, so forth and so forth, and be guarded with my words here. No, he does share some certain things with them. At the end of the day, he still does come from a certain community through his father. So it doesn't behoove them to have an artist. You basically don't want the employees running the company. Yeah, more or less. So it does behoove them to kind of rein that in. Yeah. So I think there has been some back end sabotaging, or not self-sabotaging, but sabotaging on his behalf. Even with the beef and how everything played out, like, don't get me wrong, people can be calculated. You have a song that comes out called Family Matters. Within a couple minutes, I have a song called Meet the Gramps. Like, the likelihood of you just happening to know that is kind of strange to me. It looks kind of funny.
They're saying some stuff that makes sense. Like, I've always
Jay-Z also sits at certain tables, so whether if this happened with this selection and not being Wayne as kind of a way to chide like that group of Cash Money, Young Money, and that whole family, maybe, but that's just my conspiracy bag for the day.
No, I appreciate that. But
at the end of the day, Kendrick still had to write the shit he did, so he won that shit fair and square. But it's just, do I think there's some chopping at the legs for a certain person?
Yeah, it just gives us the narrative that people don't think there's enough money around where they, unless. But that actually feeds into your conspiracy theory, unless Cash Money is like vigilantly attacking Rock Nation, but which I don't think. I think they're just like people just prefer. Yeah, but that's
no. I mean, him and Baby and Jay have had issues before in the past, like 20 years ago, because I think it was after 500 Degrees came out. Wayne was actually upset with his deal with Cash Money, and Jay tried to sign him, buy him out of his contract, and Birdman sent him a cease and desist order. I was like, basically, nigga, what the fuck you doing? And then even like in the 2010s when Baby and Wayne fell out and he had some issues with his tattoos, Jay helped him out with that situation. So like they have a relationship, but just, you know, politics does come into play with certain stuff. So, and also he's the same nigga that shot his, he shot his brother. I think did he sell crack to his mom?
Damn.
Who?
Jay-Z.
No, he stabbed somebody.
Well, that's a whole. He did that in the club. That's a whole another situation.
Okay.
I know for sure he shot his brother though. He talked about it on You Must Love Me, I think. Yeah, but his brother tried to steal his chain.
That's not funny. But we are bad people. I was like, really? Yeah. With all that being said, we're actually, I was going to be rude. Let me do a wholesome transition. We're going to move on to our sponsor of the episode, and we'll be right back.
Do you have an event coming up? A project that'd be elevated by crisp visuals and clear audio? Look no further than the Backseat Critic Productions. Our email is bc.productions.pdx@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at bc.productions.pdx.
We're back. Once again, if y'all need some audio visuals, I trust RJ, Andrew. Those are my guys. The Backseat production team, they'll get you right.
So I'm still waiting on the invite too.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that after.
Yeah.
So, I thought this was very interesting. Came into my feed. So we're a Portland podcast, so I want to talk about some Portland stuff. So Portland public schools quietly adopt a rule barring teachers from political or personal classroom displays. So a new rule governing what Portland public schools educators are and aren't allowed to put in their classrooms is drawing some pushbacks. Under the rule, items on display in classrooms walls and bulletin boards must be related, approved curriculum, or district sponsored. The rule specifies that classroom spaces can't be used for employees' personal expressions, whether that is related to a political or personal issue. So the new guidance was adopted without fanfare in August as an administrative directive, meaning that it did not require approval from the school board for public airing. So I want to give an example. So one of the first tests of the new policy came when administrator at Grant High confirmed the removal of a Stop Genocide poster from a social studies teacher's doorway in early September. So the reason why
how's that political?
The reason why I want to stop right there is, how do you guys feel about it's election season? Portland public schools are already, mid as fuck when it comes to how we address things. Mm-hmm. Do you think this helps or hurt children right now by having their teachers limited in teaching them? With this ban,
I wouldn't say it limits them being able to teach them per se. Okay. I would say though, it is kind of disheartening because I know the type of stuff that they're trying to remove, whether it be like Black Lives Matter signs around, or any type of collateral, with any type of like social movements. And honestly, I have friends that teach in PPS, and they've told me, fuck that, they're not adhering to this policy. Only because for real, and most of them, I'm just be real, happen to be Black women. They want to create a space within their classrooms that are reaffirming for young children of color, especially in a white dominant institution. Yeah. And that representation can already be hard enough to find here within our educational systems. So if you have any opposition to a term like Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, anything that's in support of the LGBTQ plus community, then you're probably a bad person.
The reason why I wanted to bring it up, and I appreciate that, is just I look at it as like when we were growing up, there are always different opposing views in the classroom, and somehow, in some way, some of our teachers allowed that to be our classroom discussion. And for my like growing up, you would kind of know your teacher's view, but like I felt like growing up, at least one of the things my important public school teachers did right is they allow people to have their views, and they allow the discourse of that. Disrespect and discourse to me are two different things. Where like if you're going away disrespecting, because that's another way where like we learned about the world. Where like, you know, I vaguely remember like 9/11 and like our teachers just talking to us about that, right? And then like us having like the signs for like that and things like that. And
all right, I gotta make an old joke. How the hell don't you remember? How you vaguely remember 9/11? You were kind of old when that happened.
I was like so focused on kickball, man.
Nigga, you were like 9 years old. How do you not remember that?
I'm sorry. Like I'm being honest.
Wait,
like,
so I get shamed for the $50 Amazon gift card thing, and he's like, "Man,
stop it."
I was so focused on kickball, I just don't remember 9/11."
First and foremost, I was a kid. Like
You were 9. How do you not remember?
bro, I was a kid, bro. Like I'm trying to tell you what my mindset was. Like I understood, but I couldn't like comprehend it. I was like, okay, that's over there. It's not affecting us.
Bro, I swear, I think my aunt actually picked me up out of school when that shit happened.
No, Fabian kept going.
I know, and my aunt picked me up because she lived around 32nd place in Deacon.
Like I feel like if we were more closer to it, then I think I would understand the ramifications. You know what I'm saying? Where it's kind of like people don't think those things happen until they happen to you. Like I was like that kind of like that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen to our school. We're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Like I never got the feeling that we were getting invaded. Or like when I went to college and like certain people lived like back there or closer to it, like they thought America was being like invaded.
Yeah, I mean adults did in general, but yeah, we were so young that kind of I was lost on what was going on.
See, you trying to fucking come for me,
nigga? I was in first grade.
Man, look here, man. I was like third grade, fourth grade.
Now I was in kindergarten.
Yeah, yeah. But anywho, I was just.
I barely know where the hallway is to go to the bathroom.
Bro, I was trying to make friends.
Friends.
Anywho, I just thought it was very interesting that this is another way where I don't think it's a teacher's job to be a therapist. I don't think a teacher's job is to be a nurse, but I also think it's the teacher's job to teach in different ways and not just from like a textbook, because kids are learning. Like I'll say it like this: when kids leave the home, they have their life outside of the home, and that's how they learn and grow a lot of different things, and that's where they develop and grow things. And I feel like a job of a teacher is to question, or like, why do you think that way?
Yeah, it's part of social development.
Exactly. Like in your like, even though my math teacher was a criminal, but like, how does this math relate to you in the real life? Or how's language arts? How does health class? And I feel like that makes the lesson engaging.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned 9/11 too, because I feel like after that moment, within PPS specifically, they got very strict around letting religion, certain social issues even being discussed in classrooms. Obviously, as you mentioned, there are certain teachers who might allow stuff to like come up, but even then, they kind of had to do a pulse check. All right, will these kids snitch if this goes too far? So, yeah.
It's just like, I think at least schools should be fair ground for tolerance. You may not agree with certain kids or things of that manner, but can I be tolerant with different people? Because that's what the world's like when you get out of school. It's different people.
Yeah,
in a space.
Yeah, ultimately, I think as long as it's like whatever you're posting within your classroom, if you're leading with love, then
yeah,
that should be accepted.
So, a couple things. The rainbow flag and the Black Lives Matter. Okay, they're not being affected by the new law.
Okay.
They're actually protected. But if a gay teacher has a photo of their family and it's a husband, wife situation, and a student complains or a student brings up to the parents and the parents complain, then the teacher will have to take that down.
See, that's bogus as hell.
There's actually a mural at I think they said Grant, of
Damn.
some like white settlers and indigenous people that was actually taken down because it was supporting political ideas.
Damn.
Which is wild.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, it's also fake.
No,
but
hold on. White settlers and indigenous people in what type of context?
What do you mean? It's just like a painting, like a mural.
I know, but like the history of this country, like, are they being attacked? Like, what do you mean by that?
No, it's just
Okay.
it's just like
like, I'm about me for real though. Like,
no.
Why can't we be serious?
There's no picture of it. No, it's just a painting of them getting along, which like obviously didn't happen. But like,
and that's why,
yeah, no. It's just an innocent picture of them getting along, and that was taken down because it was political.
Okay. Real.
So, just for some examples.
It's tricky. Unfortunate. But
how is this much different than the whole Florida's like "Don't Say Gay" bill or whatever from like 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
People say Oregon's so much more progressive. I don't really see it too much, but you know, what do I know? Anywho, awkward transition. You happen to just be wearing something that's kind of on brand with what I'm gonna
America?
close out with.
America! Fuck yeah!
No, it's comic book related.
Your mic's been mute.
Okay.
Yeah, your mic's been mute, as it should be mute. Yeah, I control the power now. You thought. But wow, you're so childish. But anyways, this week, Penguin series will be debuting on HBO Max. I'm excited about it. Colin Farrell will be starring as a penguin. It's kind of an origin story about his rise as a crime lord in Gotham City. Along with that, Joker 2 just got announced for release in October. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a huge DC guy as far as like the comics. I don't know, like the superheroes on that side just are a lot cooler to me. And I know it's not as family friendly as Marvel, but I'm also somebody who enjoys more like darker entertainment and not necessarily like dad jokes. And Marvel, outside Wolverine and Deadpool.
Okay, Shazam. He's real dark.
Before you cut my knowledge, I was gonna say they've been shooting bricks on that side for about a year and a half, if not more. So are you looking forward to either of those? And then secondly, do you feel like the tide is turning as far as like a balance between the two, between MCU and DCU?
One, appreciate when I was reading the episode log. This was my first time being exposed to knowing that there's a penguin. So, one, I didn't do any research. I was like, perfect, because I wanted my authentic. So, I actually kind of like that, especially if it's done in an edgy way, because that crime lord backstory, I feel like the penguin has always been disrespected or as a gimmick. And if they do it the way I'm thinking they're going to do it, like, it's going to put a lot of respect on why he's like a key Batman villain.
You
And
like
I feel like
edgy
people don't
things?
understand that, huh?
You like edgy things?
I like edgy things.
Is that why you finished on the bus?
Wow. Anywho,
And you're familiar with Colin Farrell's work, right?
no, I'm not. So I want to say I'm excited. I'll probably watch. You know.
You seen Alexander?
No.
You seen Phone Booth?
No,
Have you seen the movie?
of course.
Phone booth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely watch that. It's just fire. I ain't
Okay,
gonna lie.
phone booth.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised when I saw his name was pitched as lead for this before the trailer came out. I was like, how is he gonna finesse this? But I love the makeup that they did.
Did you seen the Batman movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say he killed it in that.
Yeah.
I thought he did a solid job.
Okay.
Looks nothing like Colin Farrell.
No, not
Like,
at all.
It's just
Okay.
It definitely
not
looks
him.
like Oswald. Like,
yeah.
Okay. But to answer your second question, I still feel like they're both gridlocked in the same position for power. Where like Marvel lost his lust once they, the whole Tony everyone Endgame thing. So I feel like it's anyone's game. Now I will say this because I gotta double back because I was Robert Pattinson, the Batman, that one.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking shit. Maybe like 3 months ago, I did watch it on the low,
that shit fire.
and it's actually not bad. It's not bad. So we're gonna see now the Joker.
Shout out to Ash Thorpe, who's the art director who designed the Batmobile in that movie, as well as a ton of the gadgets.
Do you know the funny thing about it is I actually fucked with that Batmobile. It made sense where they were going.
It did.
I respected that. So I think it's up for grabs right now. It's still like 1-2 seed type stuff.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Joker 1
Yeah.
more than most people, I think. it was an origin story, so I get the complaints. Oh, where's Batman? Well, I mean, this isn't about him right now. But I really think this second one has a lot of potential. I'm not gonna lie.
I definitely need a Batman cameo on this one.
Yeah, and also I want to say this quick, just idea I had last week. I'm gonna be Joker for Halloween this year. But I'm going full out like makeup,
So
suit,
like Diddy, right?
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like,
Joker, Penguin, Riddler.
Nigga, please.
Oh shit, we can do it.
Oh, fuck you. I'm Bane.
Two-Face.
Egghead.
Or that.
Y'all got jokes today. Fuck off. You the Scarecrow.
Calendar Man.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. You're crazy.
Calendar Man? Who the fuck is Calendar Man?
Do your Googles.
Is that a Batman villain?
You want him or Ratcatcher?
Ratcatcher. Okay, never mind. I'm not.
You're Deadpool without a mask.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Because you don't need a mask for that.
Boo. Boo. Oh, you could have done better than that.
I could have. I'm on.
Yeah,
That was a reach.
You know who didn't reach for that goal line? Them Cowboys.
You don't have a team.
I do.
They're ass.
Hey, I'm fine with that. At least we know who we are.
You know your shit.
Yeah. We're working towards something. You guys are working towards a delusion.
Do we play you this year?
I think so. I gotta look.
I don't think we do. If we do, whatever some money you want to put on it.
I'm gonna. I will bet against my team.
That's crazy.
But I'm curious. Right back at you. Do you believe? No. New question. Do you think Batman needs to show up in this Joker 2?
I don't think he needs to. I ain't gonna lie to you. Joker is such iconic of a character, and that's like one of my biggest things. Like when my grandfather, he's a huge Superman guy. Even though Superman has all of these different abilities, the thing that always makes superhero movies a huge deal for me is how strong of a character that they write the villains. Those villains really make stories to me. If I don't care about your villains, then it's just like nobody wants to see somebody always win. You do want to see some type of like conflict. And Joker is such a distinct character in and of itself that you can have a whole movie about him just like terrorizing shit, and I will be there glued to the TV or screen rather. And also like you dress up as Lex Luthor.
I would kill that.
No, would anybody unless you told them, would anybody know who that is?
No.
I dress up as Joker. Nobody's gonna question if I have any type of makeup on and a purple suit who I am.
I'll say it. The Batman or someone who opposes them besides the regular government, because when we end the Joker, he's fucking shit up. Like, that at least tips off the Batman. I'm like, look here, we on hands and feet.
I gotta work on the laugh though.
Let's hear it.
No, I'm still working. No, that's what I'm saying. Oh, you've done.
Oh, Calendar Man for sure.
Calendar Man.
Yeah,
Who the fuck is Calendar Man?
Do your Google.
You know what? DOA.
October 31st. DOA. You want me in a body bag with a toe tag?
Yeah. Calendar Man, know your dates.
If you do that, just send a $50 gift card to my
We're
parents.
ready.
See, DOA, I definitely thought something else initially.
What?
On Arrival.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Body bag and toe tag.
Okay.
What is DOA?
Never mind.
Oh, I didn't mean that, dude.
That's
dicks on ass?
Whoa!
Oh.
We're done. I'm done playing with y'all. I'll look up Calendar
You
Man.
doing what with him?
Nigga, please.
I want to set down
Calendar-
some boundaries right now, and you should recognize that as a therapist. I ain't into it.
Yeah. He
Ew.
said that's not part of his contract for this shit.
I'm done with the both of you. I'll look up Calendar Man and watch it be some stupid
True.
ass shit.
When he asks you to do this shit, he's like, how bad do you want this job?
I am not doing that Kermit the Frog shit. Y'all better chill with that shit.
I'm not sure, but I imagine it's something like what Weinstein did.
All right, yep.
Wow.
If you
Wow.
If you want to support us, make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Well, I'm not ending on that shit. That's disrespectful. Anywho, the question is,
God.
for the
I'm
hard.
Cartier Bob. Dance for daddy.
That was actually that was funny. That was funny. I want to ask you, Joker incarnated. What do you need to see from this movie? And that'll bring us out. What does this have to be? How does this become a successful sequel?
I feel as though the first film was a film about his backstory, dealing with mental health, depression, schizophrenia, and him identifying who he is as a person. This second one, I need him to step fully into this world wants to reject me. Well, I'm gonna burn it down and laugh in the ashes, and whatever that looks like on film. Joaquin Phoenix, he's a phenomenal actor, so I know he's gonna knock out his role as long as they write it well, and the visuals are gonna be there. So, I believe I want to say, is there a Harley? Did they show Harley Quinn in the trailer?
Briefly a few times.
Yeah. All right. So we good.
Yeah, she gonna sing a song.
Yeah, they blow up a bank, hospital or two. Yeah. So.
Sorry, I'm so done. But all right.
And think about Joker too. He's not like a physically imposing like villain at all. He just outwits everybody.
And that's one of the reasons why I feel like everyone can really connect to the Joker. Or like, how did you piece all this stuff together? We can respect that.
Everyone thinks they can connect to the Joker, but really everyone's just Ratcatcher.
Nobody should be connecting to the Joker.
You know what? Thank you for saying the right thing, because he's very diabolical.
Those people that connect to the Joker need to be wearing jackets to hug themselves. with the furry socks.
Oh, man, do you ever, like in high school, do you ever have the kids that like try to like be kind of jokery, and it's like, that's weird.
So we had one. He tried, and then there was another one who actually, he has some character to him. Let's just put it that way. I'm trying to think of the right political PR words to say. He has some character to him.
Oh,
and very cool guy. But when he had his days, Lord.
Yeah, we had one, and then both our teachers put him in his place. Let me tell you that. The joke was on him.
Yeah. And one day, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We actually found out later on, he was kind of rich. So, and my school was for minorities and poor people, basically. So I'm not gonna say what we were gonna do. We were going to the north, and we got in his car. He said he was gonna give us a ride. We're like, fuck it, we'll go, bro. So we hop in. All of a sudden, he wanted to pull a stunt and start driving, doing 70, 80 on Lombard, and hitting some donuts.
Tuck and roll. Nah, man.
Not at that speed. And like the streets are way too narrow. Like and on that, bro, on Lombard too, they haven't paved that shit.
Yeah,
you hit one pothole, you're dead.
What's that fucking movie called? Speed, the bomb on the bus. You know what I'm talking
about? Eternal Sunshine?
No, it's like they're trapped on a bus and there's a bomb on the bus. Nobody but me.
Yeah, you by yourself on that one, Ken.
Nobody's on it.
Is it Italian Job?
No.
Ricky Bobby?
Okay,
I feel like I've seen a movie like that, but it was on a train. They were all stuck on a train.
Is it Speed 2 Cruise Control?
Okay, Speed is not Speed.
No, it is Speed.
Bus, train. If you had opportunity,
it's literally Speed.
I know,
with Keanu Reeves.
I know it's called Speed.
Why are you asking then?
Okay, I'm saying, have you seen it?
Yes.
He hasn't seen it. Okay, real quick, and then
skip
we can get out of
it.
here.
Watch Speed 2 Cruise Control because
we're out
it's
of here after this. We're out of here after this. If you were trapped on a train or a bus that can only go straight, and you had opportunity at 60, 70 miles per hour to jump out before the criminals came and said you got to sit your ass over there, would you jump out and tuck and roll?
Before the criminals come and
be like, dance for me.
It's a hostage situation. You get away, and you have an opportunity to tuck and roll out of a moving, speeding vehicle.
what the fuck? I'm not rich. What the fuck you gonna take from me? Oh God, like.
That was a movie plot. I'm so done with this.
Yeah, no.
Take my library card.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ, I'm so done with all
The
of it.
$20 in my bank account.
Like, you gonna hold me for ransom? My family doesn't have shit to give to you. Like,
It was. If you like,
My family would be like, all right,
yeah.
if you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe.
our loss.
I'm Cartier Bob.
I'm tight for it.
We're out of here.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. But shit, I think they call them groupies now.